angels, it's Haley Reese, and today's video is a video that I have been so excited to film and a story that I have been so excited to share with you ever since I kind of talked about it with my grandma in our haunted house Meet My Grandma video. I wanted to film this video and put it out for you guys yesterday, but like I said in last night's video, I was just feeling so inspired and I felt the need to share last night's story with you, so the video got postponed until today. So many of you guys are constantly leaving me comments asking me if I'm psychic or if I'm maybe a medium who doesn't know it yet, and today's video is going to touch on some extremely psychic occurrences that I had as a child and some predictions that I made that might just leave you completely chilled to the bone. But before we get into this video, I just want to say, if you are new to my channel, hello, my name is Haley. I have some crazy interesting content coming up. Next Wednesday, the 21st, I am filming a past life regression. So if you guys do enjoy my videos and you enjoy these crazy videos that I do post, please go ahead and join our Reese's Pieces family. We would love to have you, and I would really appreciate it. So when I was a child, I was what a lot of people refer to as a psychic child. And what I mean by that is I said and did a lot of very strange things that most little children were not saying and were not doing. I think the reason for this is children are much more receptive to the other side, to ghosts, to spirits, to messages, because they have such wild imaginations. So I think that that's a really big reason as to why when I was a child, these types of things happened on the daily. Now as an adult, I'm 21 years old, I get a lot of messages, but it's not in the same ways or as blatantly obvious as I used to when I was a kid. I just tend to get messages that I feel are from my spirit guides. For this video, I'm gonna tell you guys a couple of really crazy things that I did and said as a child that were extremely psychic and paranormal and strange. But I have plenty more, so if you do enjoy today's video and you want to hear some more crazy baby Haley stories, then just drop a comment down below letting me know that you guys did enjoy this video and that you would like to see some more of it. The first story that I'm going to tell you is really eerie, and I talked about it in my haunted house video, and that was that I either predicted my mother's death or I maybe saw a past life tombstone. Let me know which one you think it is when you hear the story. So my dad's driving the car, my mom is in the passenger seat, and I'm in the back in my car seat, and I had to have been about 2.5 years old. I wasn't much older than that. We're driving down the street. My mom recalls that I was kicking my legs, looking out the window. I was a very observant child. And all of a sudden I say, "Mama?" And my mom's like, "Yes, baby." And I'm looking out the window extremely concerned, and my dad sees this in the rearview mirror looking at me. And I say, "Mama, what you doing laying in the ground?" And my mom looks out her window to see a cemetery right next to us, and I'm staring at it asking her, "What you doing laying in the ground?" Now I was 2.5 years old. I had no clue what a cemetery was, so my mom got extremely scared. They didn't know whether I was predicting a future thing or if I had seen something from the past, and to this day, we still don't know what exactly it was that I was talking about when I asked her what she was doing laying in the ground at the cemetery. But nonetheless, it's a very eerie story, and it leaves me wondering, what did I see? Moving forward, I am about 4.5 years old, and this story is the craziest of them all, and I've told a lot of my friends this story, and they don't believe me until they go to my mom and my grandma and they ask them, and they're like, "Yes, 10,000% this is the truth. We have a home video of it, but we don't know where the home video is, and it's on like a VCR, so I wouldn't even have a way to play it right now, but we do have a home video somewhere. I would love to find it and be able to share it on this channel, but until my friends hear it straight from my mom and my grandma, they don't believe this story." And that is, I was 4 years old, and I'm sitting on the couch with my mom, and my mom and I were very close ever since I was small, so we're very cuddly. And I'm cuddling my mom, and I start to rub her stomach. And I said, "Mama?" And she's like, "Yes, baby." And I said, "I love my baby sister." And my mom looks at me and she goes, "What baby sister?" And I said, "The one in your tummy. I love her so much." And I'm rubbing her tummy. And my grandma's there. My mom goes, "Please go get the video camera." So my grandma gets the video camera. It was like this big video camera. And my grandma goes, in the video, my grandma says, "If you turn out pregnant, this video is going to be worth something." And my mom's like, I'm not pregnant. And my mom says to me, Haley, tell grandma and mommy what you just said again. And I turn to the camera and I go, I love my baby sister. And my mom goes, where's your baby sister? And I say, in mommy's tummy. So my mom's like, I need to take a pregnancy test now. Like, imagine I am pregnant. And my grandma's like, I really feel like you are. Like, this is so crazy. My mom takes a pregnancy test, and sure enough, she is pregnant. But not only was she pregnant, it wound up being a little girl, and I had a little sister. There's no explanation for this other than I either felt some sort of energy, saw something, heard something. I don't know, but I truly don't have an explanation for you on how I knew that my mom was pregnant and how I knew that it was a baby girl. To me, that's just wild, and I really hope that I can get my hands on that home video and figure out a way to convert it into like modern day formats, because that would just be so cool to show you guys. But it's a true story. Speaking of home videos, we have home videos, and once again, my grandma talked about this. I'm gonna link the video with my grandma down below for those of you who may not have seen it. Definitely worth a watch, and she kind of validates a lot of these things too. But there were multiple occasions, and we have all of these on the home video, where I told my grandma that I remembered talking to God, and I remembered choosing my mom and coming down from heaven. So I was just an extremely open-minded child who had firm beliefs ever since I was extremely small. The last psychic story that I'm going to tell you for today's video is extremely scary, and I remember this because I wasn't that young when it happened, and my sister remembers this, and my cousin remembers this, and my friends remember this, because this is just, okay, I just need to tell you. So, from about 5 years old to, I would honestly say, like 12 years old, maybe a little younger, like maybe 10 or 11, I used to always play with this invisible friend. And I always played with her, and I really believed that she was there. And my mom recalls that one day my sister started to cry because my sister asked me if she could come and play with us. So my sister comes outside to come play with us, and then she's confused because my sister can't see her. And my sister says, where is she? I don't see her. And I said, you wouldn't see her, silly. She's dead. So my sister's terrified. She runs inside. She's like 4.5 years younger than me, so I used to scare her all the time. She runs inside and she tells my mom that Haley's playing with a dead girl, and my mom comes outside and starts to question me. And this was at my grandparents' house that I grew up in that was haunted, so keep that in mind. And so my mom comes out to talk to me, and she says, Haley, like, what happened to her? Why are you playing with someone who's dead? And I said, she got into a car accident, Mommy, and she's dead. And my mom says, you guys are probably gonna think I'm crazy. And my mom says to me, and she told you this? And I said, yes, Mom, she told me. And so my mom tried to play it off as like I'd seen a TV show or it was an imagination, because I've mentioned before, my mom is skeptical. She's afraid of these types of things, and she was just very, very nervous about it. And so we kind of forgot about that. I kept playing with my invisible friends. It was what it was. Until one day I'm walking around the block with my grandma. And I had to have been about 8 years old at this time. And we're walking around the block, and I'm hugging every tree like I always did. And I go to hug this woman's tree, and she's sitting on her front porch. And my grandma starts to talk to this elderly woman. She's just like maybe 6 or 7 houses up the street. And my grandma starts to talk to her. And the woman asked my grandma how old I was. And my grandma's like, Haley's, let's say 8. I can't remember the exact age, but she's like, Haley's 8. And they get to talking, and the woman asks my grandma where we live, and she explains. And she says that not too long ago, maybe 5 or 6 years ago, there was a little girl that lived next door that was around my age who died in a car accident. And my grandma didn't say anything to her, but she went home and she told my mom, and none of them told me this at the time because I was very little, and my mom just freaked out. And then from then on, my mom believed that I was really playing with the ghost of a little girl who had died in a car crash. Now, the reason that I say that my friends remember this is because my cousin, actually, we were talking about this at a sleepover like a week ago. We were talking about like the paranormal things and my channel and stuff. And she said I used to sit up in the middle of the night when we had sleepovers and I'd be talking. And she would wake up and ask me who I was talking to, and I would tell her that I was talking to my friends. And so a lot of my friends knew that I talked to these imaginary friends, and my cousins knew, and everyone knew. So when we talk about it now as adults, it's crazy to me when I tell them the story of that there was a little girl that lived next door who had, in fact, about 5 years prior to me being 8. So when I was like 3 years old, before I had played with her, a little girl had died in a car crash next door, which was what I told my sister and my mom had happened to my ghost friend. To be entirely honest with you guys, I'm not coming on here saying that I'm psychic, but I've definitely predicted some pretty crazy things, and I get some really interesting messages, and even now I still do. I think it has a lot to do with the fact that I'm open to it, and I'm in touch with my spirituality, and I'm in touch with the idea that there is life beyond us and that there is more to it. I read in a book once when I was trying to find out like how to communicate better with your spirit guides that being open to it is the first step, and that we all have a little bit of psychicness to our own selves, and that you just have to really tap into it and be open to it, and being open to it is the first step. Obviously, there are people who are born with the gift and they don't have the ability to turn it off. I'm not talking about things like that. I'm just saying that I think that a main reason that I was so engaged in these types of things and I predicted so many crazy things was because I was so open to it. I have some pretty crazy stories of things that I saw and things that I did and said as a kid. A lot of them tie into my haunted house series, and I'm going to be making a few more videos of that this coming week, so definitely keep your eyes peeled for that. Like I said, I'm doing my past life regression on Wednesday the 21st, so I'll probably have it up to you guys by Friday, maybe earlier, but Friday the latest. I'm super excited to dive into this journey with you guys. I want to take this content to the next level. I said I was going to do it. I'm a woman of my word. That video will be up next week, and I'm so excited. On that note, we hit over 50,000 subscribers, and I just want to say my mind is so completely blown. I love you guys so much. You guys are just, oh, I feel like you give me so much purpose, and I'm just eternally grateful for the positivity that we all share with one another and the messages that we share, and I'm so thankful for this family. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for 50,000. I feel like I'm in a dream, and I'm just praying that I don't wake up from it, and it sounds so cheesy and corny, but it's the truth. So thank you so much, each and every one of you that have subscribed to my channel. I love you each individually, and I'm thankful for each of you individually, truly. If you guys enjoyed today's video and you are not yet subscribed, please go ahead and click that subscribe button. I post a ton of videos. I'm taking this content to the next level, so it would be really awesome if you would subscribe so you do not miss a video. And please give this video a big thumbs up if you did enjoy it. It makes my heart extremely happy, and it inspires me. So please do that if you did enjoy today's video. I would love it if you did that. Remember, my loves, do all things with kindness. And until next time, love you.